Hey everyone, it's John Taylor, Business of Giving. It's a video lesson for today. This is going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to be stepping on some sacred toes, some sacred cow toes, if cows have toes. But anyway, I'm going to be crunching. This is kind of an odd subject because a lot of times you don't think of tipping as giving. However, tipping, when you go to a restaurant or when you go to a place of business, is a form of giving. It's a form of gratitude, but it is a form of giving. And so the whole point is you want to be able to give well. You want to be able to tip well. Not to get into too spiritual of a thing, but I'm finding that there's a trend with churchgoers. I did not say Christians or believers, I said churchgoers, that they have a reputation for not tipping well. Now this is kind of odd because these are the people that are supposed to be prospering and the people that are supposed to be showing the love and all that. Again, I'm going to step on some toes, so if you get offended, you're just offended. I do apologize, but I'm got to say this. Let me put it to you like this. If you can't tip well when you go out, stay home. Eat some peanut butter and jelly. It's still good for you. You don't need to be going out to restaurants. If you can't tip, stop. What is a good tip? I'm so glad you asked that. A good tip is starting at 15%. That's where you start. See, somebody had this false interpretation of the rule that you tip 15%. No, 15% is when you don't have to get up off your butt and go get the food. That is a 15% tip. Now I'm gonna tell you something. If a waitress or a waiter gets 15% from me, they were lousy, because that's the bottom line base. You with me? Now, on the other end of the spectrum, just because you're a big tipper does not, I'm going to repeat that again, does not give you a right to speak into someone's life because maybe they weren't the best waitress or waiter. Now, I've seen this happen, and I'm telling you, you talk about just getting under my skin. Give you a quick example. Guy told me one time, he said, yeah, I was at a restaurant one time, John, bless God, and I'm a good tipper. I'm a good tipper. I tipped this guy $35 on a $35 meal. Johnny was lousy. But you know what? Because I tipped him that $35, it gave me a right to speak into his life. And I told him a thing or two. I told him he was the worst waiter I ever had, and he needs to be doing something else, and blah, 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 blah. Dude, the blah, blah is on you. That is terrible. First of all, money does not allow you to speak into anybody's life. Number one. Number two is, who says you were supposed to do it in the first place? And quite honestly, that was just ugly. However, we seem to think that, you know? We seem to think that if we give somebody some money, we get to speak into their lives. No, we don't. We give them the money out of love, out of happiness, out of joy, out of prompt to do it giving, and then we walk away and let God do his business, because there's somebody who can speak into their life, that has the authority to speak into their life, that they will listen to and receive it from, and 9 out of 10, it ain't you, Mr. Big Tip Dude. Tell you a story about myself. There was a waitress at a restaurant here locally in the Tulsa Broken Arrow metro area. There's a lot of restaurants, so don't try to guess which one. And I went and I sat down for a couple of times in a row, and honestly, she was the worst waitress on the planet, period. And I started feeling a little animosity. You know, I kept going back and I kept seeming to get this girl, and I'm like, and I realized I was wrong. It took me a little bit. I realized I was wrong, and so I had to go back and I had to apologize to this girl. And I called her over one time. I said, listen, I got to apologize to you. She goes, for what? I said, because I was feeling like I was not getting very good service here. I was feeling like, you know, that you really weren't, you know, you weren't vibing with me, and we weren't connecting, and I just felt like I was being treated bad. And I may have misjudged you because I don't even know you. And I apologize. You could have had a bad day. I could have had a bad day. But I was wrong for treating you that way, even mentally. And I want to apologize to you. I don't think she'd ever been apologized to because her face was like, long story short, I've gone back there many times since then. I get service through the roof from the entire restaurant. Not just her. She comes over every time. Did I say she? I did. She comes over every time and says hello, and I've got witnesses of this. They're like, wow, they love you in here. And I'm like, yeah, I sowed this seed. But see, that's the deal. Tipping is giving. Giving. I walk into that restaurant. My stuff is on the table before I even sit down. I'll go wash my hands. My table is set. My food is there because I normally eat the same thing. They bring it out, man. Everything is right there. I'm a happy guy. Almost every waiter or waitress in the place comes by the table and checks on me. It is wonderful. This teaching is a little longer than what we're normally going to do, but I need to get this point across. Tipping is a giving point. 20%, 30%. I have tipped as high as 100% when I got some service that was through the roof. But you want to be able to sow into these people's lives. And again, it's not your position to speak into their lives. It's your position to give into their lives. People aren't interested in what you're saying. They're interested in what you're doing. And what you're doing speaks volumes higher than what you're saying. Let them see God. And then let him do his work. Let him do the rest. Now, if you're told to say something, by all means say it. 9 out of 10 times, though, you ain't the one. He's got somebody out there that's ready and willing to step in when that person's heart has been touched enough that they can receive what God's been trying to tell them the whole time. So, with that, we've been at this now about 7 minutes, which is a lot longer than what I normally do. I just wanted to tell you, look at every opportunity to give. I go to Brahms Ice Cream Shop and get my favorite sundae, stand up there at the counter. It's a retail establishment, and I tip the guy who makes or the girl who makes my sundae when it looks just right. And when it doesn't look just right, which I've never had them mess it up because I tip them. I had a guy yesterday. I went up there yesterday, right? Tried to give him a tip. No, man, I'm good. I'm saying, yeah, but you know what? I need you to take this. I need you to take this, please. I did need him to take it because that's my seed. I'm not going to let him mess up my seed. I got seed to get in the ground. I got a harvest coming. So I can have more seed. So I can have more harvest. So I can have more seed. So I can have more harvest. That's all for today. I have had a good time. I hope you have. I get a little animated about this stuff because this is fun. Oh my gosh. You get this cycle going and man, I'm telling you, you'll be kicking up your heels getting up in bed in the morning. You guys have a great day. We will get back together real soon with another video teaching about another subject. But tipping, that's a neat subject. You guys take care. We'll see you again.